As I finished talking to Tom, the docent at the Chihuly collection, he told me that across the street they have a glass demos of how they create their glass art pieces at the art studio. So I just walked down the street. He told me once you see the T-Rex, you know you're there. I see the T-Rex, and there is the studio. As walking through the shop, they have signs pointing to the direction of the glass blowing demonstrations. And they also do, display some of their pieces that they make.
Soda ash and about 10% limestone. Now I put that mixture into this furnace, it would melt together and form clear glass. Now if I were to take that same mixture and add about 1/4% of cobalt to it, then the resulting glass would all become dark blue, or titanium makes white. Some iron gives you a green, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of chemistry that goes into formulating these different colors. Now, once we have a particular color of glass created, we can use it in a variety of ways to make patterns in our work. As I press this molten glass down into that tray of grit, a little bit sticks onto the surface. And then I want to heat it up to melt it together with my glass piece. So I'll take a trip to this reheating furnace in the back of the room. Now, this reheating furnace is traditionally referred to as a glory hole, and it attains temperatures in excess of 2,400 degrees. So it's even hotter inside than that crucible furnace. Grab onto the tip of the glass and turning the pipe, twisting it up more and more. Once I've twisted it enough, I'll cut a little bit of glass off the end. See, when I get the glass this hot, it becomes so soft that I can cut through it with scissors just like it was paper. It's getting physically bigger as that bubble inflated inside of it. So just like that, I now have a bubble inside of this glass, and now I can blow this bubble up as much as I want. All it takes is a butter knife, huh? I'll let you check it out as well.
Nice.
It's amazing the amount of detail you can get into the glass and how soft it is. So I got started into glass when I was pretty young. I was already very interested in the arts, doing ceramics when I was 12 and 13, getting into leather embossing at 14, and woodworking at 15, and silversmithing and remaking at 16. But when I was 17, I took a glass bead making class, and I just became fascinated. The way the glass would glow and drip when it was so hot just enchanted me. And I was 17 at the time, so I had an after-school fast food job. I used some money from that to buy a metal shed that I set up in my parents' backyard, and I bought a torch, and I spent every day after my senior year in high school out in that shed just melting glass in the torch flame. Then when I graduated from high school, I wanted to get more seriously into it, and I enrolled in the university at Southern Illinois University at Carbondale, getting a degree in fine arts specializing in blown glass. I really like this piece here. This is an example of a pattern known as reticello. Reticello is a traditional Venetian pattern from the 1400s. The name reticello translates to little net or fishnet. So you can see these kind of diamond fishnet patterns. But one interesting thing about it is if you do everything right in the production of this pattern, you also trap a tiny air bubble in the center of each diamond. Trapping those air bubbles is evidence that you've done every step perfect. It's a very challenging pattern, and it's one of the ones that I feel very connected to and really enjoy practicing. The bubble a little bit more, so I'm going to use this tool known as a Sovieta. See, by putting that little metal cone into the glass, it allows me to blow through the hollow tube and inflate this bubble a little further, even though it's off of the blowpipe. And this has set me up for my grand finale move. Now this next part looks pretty cool. If you want to take a video, feel free. What I'm going to do is I'm going to heat up that opening until it softens and begins to move. Then I'll spin this punty rod faster and faster, creating centrifugal force. I'll create enough force to pull the lip open flat like the rim of a hat. Now this part happens quickly and it only happens once, so keep your eyes glued to the front of the room and watch the glass as it changes shapes. See, if I keep spinning, it'll stay flat. But if I stop spinning, that glass is soft enough that it will fold and ruffle like the edge of a skirt. And then I just have to allow this to freeze solid in my final shape, maybe get a look at that fluted top base that I've been making. But now I've got to let this glass cool down very slowly overnight tonight. If it cools too quickly, it'll shatter and break. So I've got to take this piece off the punny rod and put it away into this big black oven behind me. Now this oven is sitting at 900 degrees Fahrenheit. The glass will go into here at that temperature and cool down slowly over 12 hours tonight to room temperature. Now this slow 12-hour cool down will remove stress from it so it'll come out in one piece tomorrow. Just like that, a light tap, it'll pop right off. Now we got a good one into the box. What do you guys think about that process?